Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier.
Okay, what were we doing? Oh, yeah.
We're doing a podcast.
I just lost my train of thought. Hold on. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Two Nerds in a Podcast. Today, we are talking about current favorites we're enjoying. Also, in lieu of the writers and actors strike being over, we're talking about some upcoming fun stuff that just got announced.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with the announcements. So let's see what got announced. Arcane got announced.
Yeah, very excited. Even though my favorite
The
character
Boys
died in the first 3 episodes, but whatever.
I can tell. I know one person that's very excited about Arcane.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if y'all don't follow any of us on our personal social medias, my friend Wyatt, which is now Casey's friend too, is a giant weeb, just like the both of us. But he is obsessed with Jinx from Arcane, which is understandable. She's amazing. I love her because she's a maniac. But we weren't sure when season 2 was even going to get announced. We knew it was coming eventually, just weren't sure when. And so when the announcement trailer is literally just Jinx walking.
It's just her walking.
It's just her walking. And I got an immediate text message and Instagram message and Discord and everything else. That Arcane.
All the radars went off.
All of them with the same reaction video from him and the same reposting of the announcement. So if you go over to his channel, I participated in a watch through on his channel, which is Pirate King Boros on YouTube. So we'll inevitably do season 2. So I'm very excited to see where it goes because it definitely left on a cliffhanger. So we're going to see the aftermath of everything, really.
That is going to be really fun.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Arcane, it's based on League of Legends, which is the most weebish thing you could say out loud. But it's really good. It's got a really good story. It's kind of set up in 3 acts, so everything, they do a bit of a time skip and stuff. But it's really good.
And the opening song is so good.
See, Wyatt would beg to differ. They hate the opening song. I love.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it.
So the opening song
is. But you like Imagine
Dragons.
I
love Imagine Dragons. So I love that they do the title song. I thought they wrote it specifically for Arcane, but it turns out they didn't. It was just like it was coming out at the same time, so they were like, "Oh, let's use this song." So that's kind of meh, but I love Imagine Dragons, but yeah, they hate it, him and Ben. And I'm like, it doesn't, like, it's a good song, but it's true that it doesn't quite match the tone of the show. But it's still Imagine Dragons. It's still really good. So I like it. I just, when they start ragging on it, I just keep quiet and I let them say what they're going to say, and I just enjoy myself. I'm just here for the fun.
I'm just
which
here.
I think is why all of them like when I participate, because I'm literally just there to have fun. Whereas both Wyatt and our friend Ben is very hypercritical of everything, and I am not. So I'm just here for the fun.
I'm just here to enjoy the show.
Have a good time and hang out with some friends. But yeah, so we've got season 2 for that, and then The Boys.
The Boys. Which I still need to watch.
Yes, we still need to do your reaction to the first scene of season 3. But that got announced. It just said 2024. It didn't say anything specific, but I love the posters they released because they did one of Homelander and then one of my favorite character, Billy Butcher. So I'm excited to see.
Wearing the same dang trench coat.
Yep, all 4 seasons now, baby. Which, to be honest, I feel like for main characters is not unusual. Like, I mean, Homelander's been wearing the same thing too.
That's true.
So why not Billy?
Let's see. Well, I'm trying to think what else got. Oh, they're starting production of Stranger Things.
Yes! Oh my
So
gosh.
exciting.
I know.
I've been on a Stranger Things kick since Horror Nights because
Mm-hmm.
like when we were standing there in line and they were playing the like advertisements for it,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, they really are just trying to get me to rewatch it, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
They are. And you know what? It'll work because I
It
want to
worked.
rewatch it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so weird. Somebody pointed out the other day that Millie Bobby Brown went from being a literal child to a married woman over the
Yeah,
course
that's
of this
crazy.
show. And I'm like, oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's just wild.
I was talking to my friend and I was like, yeah, they're going to be like they're like adults,
Mm-hmm.
like full on
Like
adults.
full
Like it's
on
crazy.
voting, drinking aged adults.
Yeah, I'm like, no, they're babies. What do you mean?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Watching the first season, I'm
Oh
just
my
like,
god, I
oh
know they're
my
so
god.
cute. They're little
So
birds.
cute.
I know. Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Oh my gosh. I love that show so much. I need to
Me
rewatch
too.
that actually.
Yeah, I usually do a rewatching of it once a
Mm-hmm.
year. Just
Mm-hmm.
like once like I'll rewatch it with the new season.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I haven't rewatched I don't think I rewatched this last season. I think I just watched it when it
Yeah.
came out.
With Eddie.
Oh, yes.
I hope he comes back for next season in some way, shape, or form. I don't care how they do it, but I need more Eddie Munson in my life. Another show that I don't know if you watch, but I watch on Amazon is called Reacher.
Mm-mm.
Um, it's based off of the Jack Reacher books, but you should watch it. It's
Oh.
really good. Also, um, Alan Richardson, who plays Reacher, he is one very large, very fine man, and he can
And if
rescue
for no
me
other
any
reason, watch
day.
that. Watch it for that
Yes,
reason.
but I love it because the way he plays Reacher to me is very Sherlock esque of him. Like he knows he's the smartest guy in the room, but
Mhm.
he's such a smartass like all of the time and super sarcastic, and I love it. But he doesn't talk a whole lot, so like everything he says is with a purpose. And oh my gosh, his comedic timing is hilarious.
Yeah. That's kind of like how like Billy is in The Boys.
Mhm.
Like he's just a
Exactly.
smartass and his comedic timing is just spot on, which is why I love
Uh-huh.
him so much. I'm like, "Oh
Oh
my
my
god."
gosh.
If
Yeah.
any character that's like quick-witted with their like replies, I'm like, "I love you
Mhm.
so much," because I cannot do that. I wish I could. I wish I was as quick-witted with my replies, but I will never
Yeah.
be.
You just think of it 3 days later and go, "Damn, I should have
Yeah.
said that."
I'm like, "Oops." But I think that's all that's really gotten announced right now. I haven't seen
Yeah.
a whole lot. I mean, granted the
Mm-mm.
actor strike did just end,
Yeah.
so I'm sure they're gonna be rolling out some more. One of my favorite animes just got a renew for season 2. That was cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's called Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. It's it's a
That's
weird
so
anime,
weird.
but it's so cute, and I love it so much, and I got all my friend like, me and, my friend Jamie watch it, and I got her hooked on it, and then she was like, there's no more?" And I was like, "No,
Oh, yeah.
that's it." And then they announced a season 2, like, a couple days
Oh,
ago, and I was very
yeah.
excited.
There's literally nothing worse than watching a show and having it be really good, and then they cancel after 1 or 2 seasons, because Netflix
Yeah.
has done that to me. I can think of at least 2 shows, and I'm like, "How dare you? The
Yeah,
story
it's
wasn't
rude.
finished." Like, I feel like every TV show, if it gets picked up for 1 season, it should at least get a full story arc.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
I don't
finish it
care.
out.
Yeah, I don't care if it's open-ended, but it should
Yeah.
feel complete. But,
Yeah.
like, when they're hinting at stuff that could happen in season 2 and then season 2 just never comes, you're like, "Are you kidding me? Seriously?"
Yeah. It's the worst. It's definitely not fun. So when I saw that,
Mm-mm.
I was very excited. I
Yeah.
just hope they do a good job on it. Um, I'm sure they will. But
Is it going to be like the same like writers and everything that you know of?
I think so. I think
Because I
so.
also hate when they do that, when they change writers and there's a tonal shift in the show. And
Yeah.
sometimes it works out, but sometimes you're like, ooh, I
Yeah.
don't like that.
Well, and like with anime, so they either like anime is hard because obviously it follows a manga.
Mm-hmm.
So they typically the anime comes out after the manga. But like with some animes, like The Promised Neverland, The Promised
Mm-hmm.
Neverland has a season 2. I have never seen it and I will never watch it because they basically condensed like a bunch of stuff in the manga and
Oh,
like
yeah.
left out a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like as true to the manga and it's like why did you do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that and there was one other one that did that where it was like they just kind of went off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
But typically they don't do that, so I have high hopes for this one. And it's so cute. The artwork is so pretty.
Mm.
I have like 3 tattoos from that anime because I love it so much. It's so good. I mean, I still need to catch up on the current animes I'm watching,
Yeah.
but what's one more?
Yeah. Just add it to the pile. It's like the reading pile. It
Yeah.
just gets bigger. It doesn't ever get smaller. It just gets bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. And but I mean, I'm like, oh, they're 20-minute episodes. Like if I wanted to sit down one day and bust these all out, I could probably do it in 3 hours. Watch
Yeah.
6 episodes. Like it's fine.
In the time it takes you to watch one Lord of the Rings movie, you could watch a whole season of anime.
Basically, yes. Yeah. And like right now I'm watching I'm watching a lot of reality television right now.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So like we're watching Survivor and The Amazing Race and those are an hour and a half long episodes. And I'm
Oh,
like, dude,
dang.
I'm not built for this. Like I'm built for cartoons and 20-minute episodes.
That's hilarious.
Like I can't. It's just so long. It's watching a movie.
Yeah, basically at that point. I thought we could talk about maybe some stuff that we've watched recently. So, um, for all of you who have tuned in for the past, I think 2 episodes, I've been sick. And I actually, for once, called out sick. I think it was last week, which I think since I've been at my job, I have maybe called out like 3 times in the past 8 years. So
So
I
she's a good
decided,
employee.
yeah, I don't know if good would be the right word. Maybe loyal to a fault. Um, but it's not good to go to work if you feel sick. If you feel sick, stay home. That's the only way you get better faster. Even if,
And not get everybody else sick.
yeah, which actually I haven't gotten anybody else sick, so everybody else has gotten sick, but it has not been the cold that I had, so it was not my fault.
Yeah.
Anyways, I stayed home. I had no plans for the day except to sit on my I literally slept for 12 hours, got up, moved to the couch, and then laid there for the rest of the day. But I ended up watching through Gen V, which is the spin-off series for The Boys. And let me tell you, I didn't think The Boys could get more gory than they already are, or raunchy for that matter. And Gen V is both. Like,
Is it?
yeah, I was just like,
Dang.
whoa, whoa. Like, but
Might
here's the
have to
thing,
check that
Gen
out.
V is in college, so it makes sense why at least it's raunchier. Um,
Yeah.
I just the amount of blood is not at all was what I was expecting.
That's how I felt watching The Boys. I was like, whoa.
So, I thought it was okay. I still like The Boys better, but it has characters and actors that I like in The Boys versus Gen V. Although Gen V was kind of exciting because it has, I want to say his name is Chance per something with a P. I don't know. He was in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and I liked him in that. So he's in this, and I like him in this too. And then Alexander Calvert, who plays Jack in Supernatural, is also in Gen V. He plays a total perv, which makes me laugh because in Supernatural, he's literally just a little baby angel. So it was fun to see him like flip the coin like that. But yeah, it's a lot more bloody than The Boys, and I was surprised. It's only
Dang,
got
that's
one
crazy because The Boys is pretty
is
pretty
bloody.
bloody.
Yeah. Yeah, there's yeah. Well, and I think the main reason for that is the main character, her superpower is she's like basically a bloodbender. So her superpower has to deal with blood. And so I think
Mm.
that's most of the time the reason for the slightly more blood, but there's just blood for other reasons, and I'm just like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
This is why I watch this show by myself when nobody else is home.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some shows you're like, this is a me show. This is not a family
Yeah,
show.
no, but it's funny because there's certain shows that like I know like me, my brother, and my dad have all seen, but we did not watch them together. It's
Yeah.
not a watch to. It's like I'm aware that you've seen it, so we can talk about it, but I'm not. We're not going to sit and watch it together. Like we've all watched through Game of Thrones, which is great. I'm glad they both have seen it, but we will not sit down and watch it as a family.
It's not a
Isn't
this is
it's
not a
not it's
family show.
not no, that's like something I will watch and like I'll watch it with you because you're my friend and we can
Yeah.
thirst over people, but like when it's not a I'm going to sit down with my we're not that kind of family to sit down and watch that. So, yes, I watched that and I also rewatched I don't know if you've ever watched Wednesday on Netflix.
I haven't actually watched it.
You should watch it. It's really cute. I don't know if you like the Addams family or not,
Mhm.
but it's really I think it's really cute. It's kind of definitely on the darker, edgier side, but it's not I mean, it's still like it reminds me of Stranger Things, just the Addams family.
Mhm.
Um, but I rewatched that cuz I kind of missed Halloween this year because I was sick. So I didn't get to do any Halloween things on Halloween because I went to work and then was sick. So Halloween just kind of extended to that whole week of Halloween. So I watched a lot
Yeah.
of horror. I don't want to say horror, but scary related things.
Yeah. Creepy, I guess.
Yeah, kind of like horror adjacent, like horror
Yeah.
comedy kind of stuff. Um, I also watched. It's called The Babysitter, and there's two of them on Netflix. The main reason I watched it was because Bella Thorne is in it, and I like her. They weren't scary, but also both of them had a lot more blood than I was. I was just not expecting so many things to have so much blood in them.
Yeah.
Um, they were not good movies. They were definitely like I've got nothing else to. It's like when you back in the day when you'd scroll through TV, and it would just be some really cheesy movie that you're like, this movie is awful, but then you end up sitting there and watching the whole thing.
Yes.
That's what the babysitter movies are. Um, it was very out of left field, but I guess they had the second one. I think came out this year. I don't know. It showed up, and I was like, oh, I think there's a first one. So I watched both of them, and I was like, this is dumb. But I watched all of them,
This is
and
dumb.
in the
But now
whole
you
in
can say
one
you
sitting.
watched
So
them, so
yeah, yeah. Also Robbie Amell is in it, and he's hot, and he was shirtless the whole time. So that part was worth it. And then Bella Thorne was dressed as a slutty cheerleader, so there was lots of eye candy to go around for everybody. Oh, I also watched, which I don't know if you've seen either, on Amazon. Amazon's got a lot of good TV. If you have Prime and you haven't watched anything off of Amazon, off of Prime Video, watch stuff off of Prime Video. They have a lot of good stuff. But they have a show called Upload, also starring Robbie and Mel, also shirtless a lot of the time. So just like jump on that. But season 3 came out, I want to say it was earlier this year. Um I think it was August or September. And I need to sit and rewatch it again because you know when you watch stuff when you're sick and it's just you don't remember it all. So I
Yeah.
need to like actually sit and pay attention. Um but it wasn't season 3 wasn't as good as seasons 1 and 2. Like this end of season 2 was like there's a lot of high stakes, there's a lot of stuff that could go wrong, people could die. And then season 3 was just kind of like the on the edge, like, oh my god, this character could die at any second, just wasn't there, at least for me.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then they ended on another cliffhanger, so there better be a freaking season 4 because we weren't even sure we were gonna get season 3. And I'm
And
like,
they're
oh
like,
my,
you might not get a
yeah,
season 4 now.
yeah. And I was just like, but if you haven't seen it, definitely watch at least season 1. It's really weird to explain, but it's a really cool concept of a show. So definitely check it out. Also, Amazon, if you'd like to sponsor our podcast, please.
Say no.
We will not say no. We will watch and talk about any show you want us to watch and talk about. Because you have a lot of good ones. And also,
Yes.
if I could meet the cast of The Boys again, because I've actually met them all once. If I could actually meet them again, that'd be great. Thank you.
So get on that, Amazon. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. But yes, any other favorites of yours? One of your favorite animes just ended forever.
Yes. Yes. One of my all-time favorite animes, Attack on Titan. After 10 years and only 4 seasons did they just end it. It only took 10 years. Yeah, it was really good. I personally love Attack on Titan, so no matter what they do, I will enjoy it.
Mhm.
I know some people, Wyatt, didn't like it, but we don't listen to him anyways, so it's fine.
You take everything
Um
he says with a grain of salt.
oh yeah, I'm like, listen, I love this anime. It's so good. It made me violently sob. Because
She sent
it's
me the video.
yeah, I was like violently crying and I was like, it's over. It's weird because they've been doing so season 4
Mhm.
has what, let's see. Part 1, part 2, and then part 3 they made into 2 parts.
Oh,
So,
yikes.
yeah. Yeah, it's been insane. Like there's only 4 seasons, but like season 4 has been going on for probably 4 years. So at like the end of each part, the episode says like to be continued, but it said
Mhm.
the end this time and I was like,
Oh,
this is real. It's not coming back anymore.
that's the
Okay.
most
All right.
devastating part of any show.
Yeah.
Like when Supernatural, because normally, it's the road so far, and their last season, it was the end of the road. And I was like, no. But
That's
that's
how I
okay
felt.
because
I
we
was like,
just
it's
restart the
over.
road every year and it's fine. It just lives
It's
on
fine.
forever.
Yeah, so that was sad. I'm still lacking on Jujutsu Kaisen, but that's because it's also sad and I don't feel like crying.
You don't want tears
Um
streaming down your face all the time?
I mean, I already do most of the time, so like yeah, I haven't really been watching like a whole lot lately. I've been watching a lot of I watch a lot of reality TV because I'm just a big old nerd.
Yeah. She watches
Um
them with her dad, which is really cute.
yeah, my dad and I are suckers for reality TV. Um so we watch Survivor like religiously. And then we watch The Amazing Race, and now we're watching this one show called House of Villains, and it's so good, but it's only good if you understand
Who these people
reality
are.
TV. Yeah,
Hmm.
who these people are. I when I was younger, especially, I watched like a bunch of reality TV.
You did.
So
You
I
did.
did. So I knew who all these people are, and my dad knows like a couple of them, but it's called House of Villains. So it's basically all of the villains of reality TV living in one house, and I think it's hilarious. Um, the host is really funny. His name is Joel. He also hosts a show called Crime Scene Kitchen, and he's so funny. But that's like one of those weird ones where I'm like, it's like a very niche sort
Yeah.
of like you have to understand it. So like the only person I can talk to it about it with is my dad because
Yeah.
nobody else I know watches it.
No.
Who these people are. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. Wow, I do watch a lot of reality TV. I can't help it. It's my guilty pleasure. I'm a sucker.
See, I don't like reality TV.
See,
I
yeah, I'm a
just
sucker.
it annoys me so much. Like the closest to reality TV I ever got was like stuff like Dancing with the Stars. But
Mhm.
like that's it. Like as far as like the Kardashians and stuff like that, I can't stand shows like that. They just
See, and
annoy me to no end.
I love like Survivor is like my all-time favorite like reality show. I keep telling everybody that I know I'm gonna apply for Survivor, and they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna get voted off first." And I'm like, "You guys are very rude to me."
You're not
Not
gonna even
wrong.
freaking make it to the island. They're literally
I'm
gonna
like,
go, give
listen.
me your vape, and you're gonna be like, excuse you?
I'm gonna
I'm
be
not
like,
giving you my vape.
yeah, what? No. Listen, I think I could make it. I don't think I could make it. In my
If they
current
gave
state,
you
no.
they gave you your meds and your vape, you might be fine for like a
Yeah.
day.
But also, like, you don't get to eat, and I'm always, like, and I
You're a
gotta, like,
snack
build a
girl.
shelter. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
snack girl.
Yeah,
What do you
you're
mean
not gonna
I've
build a
eaten?
nothing.
Yeah.
You will find whatever man is on that island and then seduce him and get him to do everything for you.
Yes. And that is how I will win Survivor. So, keep look out for the next season. I'll be on there.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been enjoying lately. I mean, that's pretty much it. I haven't really been watching a whole lot. I've been
Mhm.
trying to. I rewatched FNAF because I'm in my FNAF
So
era
have I.
currently.
I've literally rewatched it like 3 times now.
Oh my god, dude, I
I
watched it again and I was like, I want to rewatch it again because I keep getting freaking Josh Hutcherson edits on my Instagram and TikTok, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it.
So I remember so we went and saw it in theaters together. If you haven't checked out that podcast, check out that podcast. But a few days later on my sick day, part of my marathon was I started off with FNAF. I was like, I need something that makes me happy, and right now that's
It's
FNAF.
Josh Hutcherson,
It's
yes.
Josh Hutcherson. Which don't you think that I have thought about having I own a lot of Josh Hutcherson movies. I've thought about having a marathon. I also back in the day on Instagram, I posted there is a collage somewhere in my Instagram when I had a Josh Hutcherson marathon. I watched like 7 of his movies. It was crazy and it was amazing. But anyways, I posted a picture that we were starting my sick day off with FNAF, and then Casey was like, "How are you watching it at
Yeah,
home?"
I'm like, what the heck?
And I was on one of Wyatt's streams. I think it was the night before, and his friend Pepper had said, "Oh yeah, I've seen it 3 times, but I'm gonna go see it in the theaters with my sister because she finally has time to go see it." And I was like, "What
You're like,
streaming
what?
service is it on?" And he's like, "Oh, it's on Peacock." And so I immediately, when I got when I got off the call, I went over to my brother because he knows which services we have and which ones we don't. And I'm like, "Tim, do we still pay for Peacock? Because you can have the free version." And he's like, "Yeah, we do." And I'm like, yes.
You're
So
like, that's all I
literally,
need to know. Thank you, bye.
yep, started off with FNAF. I've rewatched it. Literally, it's just in the background, like as I do stuff, but I've watched it. I always end up sitting and watching it, so there was no point in putting it on in the background when I end up sitting and watching it. But it's been on at least 3 different times. And
Yeah,
then
I love it. It's good.
both of us have been rewatching Markiplier's playthrough
Yes,
of the
we're in a
FNAF
FNAF era right
games.
now.
We really are, and I'm here for it. I'm also really I think I'm just in my horror movie, scary movie era because I never really liked horror or scary growing up because I got nightmares really bad. But now that that doesn't happen as often, I've been slowly creeping into the world of horror and scary. We're still in the horror comedy era, but again,
But
slowly.
that's progress. That's progress.
Yes. But also like I watch things and people are like, "You realize that's like titled as like scary or thriller or," and I'm like, "Okay, well, I don't think it's scary, so that's why I watch it." Like Casey was surprised when I watched Supernatural cuz the first 2 seasons terrifying. But
Yes.
also like Dean Winchester is there and Sam Winchester and John Winchester for that matter. So, we're surrounded by very handsome Winchester boys, so it's fine. It's
It's
great.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Or like I like a lot of again, horror adjacent. So like Crimson Peak is one of my favorite movies. It has Tom Hiddleston and Charlie Hunnam in it. So are we surprised? No. But that's a Guillermo del Toro movie and I tend to like most of his movies. Like I also like Pan's Labyrinth and a bunch of other stuff. But I like again, horror adjacent. But I haven't delved into like the Exorcist movies. I've seen the Halloween movies. I've seen all the Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, I've seen all of those. But I tend to lean towards stuff like Scream. Tammy made me watch all the Scream movies like a couple years back. I never realized that they were like comedy horror
Yeah.
because everybody just always told when I was growing up, everybody said they were scary. And I believed them like an idiot. They're not scary. They're not even like I didn't even feel like creeped out afterwards. So stuff like that I can handle. So I've been kind of reaching into that. Also, my mom and I, on a very different note, my mom and I are big Hallmark people, and so we started our yearly tradition of keeping up with the crazy amount of Christmas movies that they come out with, and then I will slowly just not be there. I will just come home, cry, and then go to sleep. And then we
Yeah.
will have about 5 billion hours of Hallmark movies on the DVR, which my dad gets really annoyed about, which I don't know why, because then the DVR is only like 30% full and it's fine. But he's like, "Why do you have all these movies?" And I'm like, "We're gonna get to them, okay? I just have stuff to do, and also I'm very tired right now. Please leave me alone." Oh,
I
you
think
know what?
that's it. Oh, more?
No,
There's more?
I have
What?
one more.
What
One more, Granny, as you yawn. Uh,
more?
um, I, under Casey's recommendation, I bought the Elf CC Cream foundation,
Oh, yeah.
and I
It's
put it
very
on my
good.
face today. It is very good. The color selection, I think I picked an okay color. I think I actually could have gone, which is weird. I could have gone lighter. Um,
What?
Yeah, but I also think because it's winter, so I'm definitely not tan at this point. Not that I'm ever tan because I work retail and I work inside and I don't go outside ever because I'm
Same.
so tired.
Same. I
Um,
never tan.
but it's actually, I'm like at the very edge of the light range. So not quite medium, but like right at the edge in light. But I did notice, which obviously Casey and I will be recording a video after this, which you'll have to tell me if I look orange or not. Because when I first put it on, I felt like I looked very orange, which is weird because I got the neutral one.
Oh, really?
Because normally I'm neutral in most foundations because I have like an olive undertone. And I can't do cool because most of the time it looks weird, and then warm is definitely way too orange.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if I had gone lighter but stayed neutral, it probably would have been closer to my skin tone. But I was surprised that it was as dark as it was. And maybe
Yeah,
I'm
that is
just
that's to be
slowly turning
surprising.
white. Who knows?
Yeah,
Just
I can't
becoming
relate.
white.
I'm very, very white, so lightest shade always.
Yep. Casey, I don't know if you remember this, but one time you were in my car and you had your makeup bag, or maybe I was in your car. I think I was in your car and I always dig through Casey's makeup bag because I always like to see what she has in there. And there was a tube of literally white concealer. It was concealer technically, but it was literally sheet of paper white. Like it was something that looked like you would use for like costume makeup or something like that. And I was, or like if your foundation's too dark, you take that and mix it in. And I was
Yeah.
like, is this your concealer? She was like, yeah. And I literally,
Yep.
I put the smallest dot on my hand and rubbed it in. And I literally had a white spot on my hand for the rest of the day because that's how pale it was. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
I'm very
dang.
white.
She's super white. She's blinding in the sun when you
Yes.
see her in the
Yeah,
sun.
it's scary. It's very scary to watch, to see.
And I remember because so when I went on my UK trip, I watch a lot of UK YouTubers and they always talk about the collection lasting perfection concealer. So of course I had to buy one. And then my friend that went with me, she bought one and I was like, you know what? Casey would probably friggin' love if I sent her some UK makeup. But the lightest shade, I was like, ooh, I don't know if that's the lightest shade
That's
in
it?
store. In store. And but here's the thing, all of the UK YouTubers that I watch, they're all very pale. I don't think they're as pale as you, but they're pale.
Mhm.
But they don't use the lightest shade, so I'm like, I hope this works for her. And it does. So yay. But
Yeah.
I was just
And
like,
it's great. It's an amazing concealer. 10 out
oh
of
my
10.
gosh, so good. So we're gonna have to figure out how to order some more when we both run out because
Yeah.
um I normally don't use concealer. I normally just double up my foundation where I need it. But I do love it because now that I'm almost 30, it doesn't settle in all my fine lines around my eyes, which I
Mhm.
absolutely love. And it also doesn't feel cakey and it doesn't look cakey. So if you go to the UK, Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer, it's a little drugstore concealer. It's amazing.
Yes,
But
it's very
yes, but
good.
anyways, Elf foundation is what I bought. You'll have to tell me if I look orange or not. I actually think in regular lighting I look okay. But again, it might be because it's winter. But I just thought I'd bring that up because we both like makeup, but I feel like we don't necessarily change up anything too often.
Not really, no. Once you find something you like, you stick to it.
Yeah, for sure. Which I definitely kind of want to do like a holy grail kind of episode on the pod.
Yeah.
Where we kind of talk about things because I normally will use things until either my skin has a bad reaction or I drop it on the floor and it breaks into a million pieces.
Same.
Um, I yeah, expiration dates. Who? I'm sorry, we don't do
Oh,
that
yeah.
here.
Yeah, no. That's just a
A
suggestion.
suggestion, yeah. It's like a loose guideline that you can adhere to, but you don't have to. It's
But most
fine.
people don't, so.
Yeah, because makeup's expensive. Even the drugstore stuff is expensive now, and I'm just like, yikes. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it for our faves and our stuff we're looking forward to. I think most of the shows we talked about are coming out next year, but
Next year.
Reacher
Mhm.
is coming out in December. So if you haven't
Ooh.
watched, it's only one season right now. If you haven't watched Reacher, go watch Reacher. It's really good. If you like, it's I'm trying to think who the author is for Reacher. I can't think of it, but it's based off a fictional book character. Um, but if you liked the BBC Sherlock, if you like Billy from The Boys, and if you tend to like, I would say, kind of Mission Impossible styled kind of stuff, definitely give it a watch because Reacher is he works for I think he's supposed to be like special ops or something like that. So he's military man. Um, and even if you don't like any of those things, just watch it for Alan Richardson. Which those of you who go, oh, why do I know that name? He was Aquaman in Smallville back in the day. And I love it because I think it was his dad in real life just dredged up those episodes and made his kids watch them. So they were watching him be Aquaman in Smallville, and it made me crack up. It's hilarious. But yeah, give that a watch. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
While you're giving that a watch, if you're bored, give us a follow.
Yeah, follow us here. Give us a little cheeky 5 stars because we know that we're your favorite podcast.
Oh,
Don't forget
absolutely.
to don't forget to follow us on all the social media that we occasionally post on. Again, one day we'll get it together enough that there'll be somewhat regular postings on there. But uh,
But until then,
but until then, just follow us there so that when we do occasionally post, you see it. You can follow me on YouTube to see mine and Casey's adventures out and about. You can go and subscribe to Wyatt and follow him on Twitch because we both occasionally are on the stream. And we will see you guys in the next podcast. So bye.
bye.